Overall, the Nintendo stock prices has plummeted. Subsequently, Nintendo announced that they will release a new Nintendo Switch 2 next year. Let's take a closer look at Nintendo. Nintendo headquarters are located in Kyoto, Japan, and it is dedicated to the video game electronic industry. Let's examine their vision, mission, and values. First, the vision: to support people in connecting and spending time together, one game at a time, and to bring smile to everyone involved with Nintendo. Next, the vision: Nintendo aims to provide their customers with the highest standard of products and services. They are willing to listen to customers' voice and adjust products to meet their needs. Nintendo treats everyone equally. How about the company's values? Let's break down into three parts: flexibility, uniqueness, and sincerity. Flexibility means allowing employees to give their best to the company by providing flexible work schedule and attitude. Uniqueness involves producing products and services that are different from competitors. Last, sincerity means having certain individuals who are always honest with the company. Did everyone get a little understanding about them? Since I believe you did. Let's take a closer look at what we couldn't show here.
Now, let's examine the consolidated sales, which encompass the total sales of Nintendo and its subsidiaries from fiscal years 20 to 24. The fiscal year spans from April 1st of the previous year to March 31st of the current year. There are three main categories that contribute to Nintendo's net sales: the dedicated video game platform, mobile and IP-related income, and other. The dedicated video game platform includes hardware, software such as packaged and downloadable versions, download-only software, add-on content, and Nintendo Switch Online and accessories. Mobile and IP-related income encompasses revenue from visual content, smart device content, and royalties. Lastly, the other category consists of merchandise sales at official stores like Nintendo Tokyo and playing cards. Based on Table 1, it is evident that dedicated video game platforms have contributed more than 92% annually to its net sales over the past 5 years. This highlights that Nintendo's primary revenue stream is derived from its hardware and software products. Now, let's move on to examine the contribution to Nintendo's net profit from hardware and software respectively. By averaging the sales over the 5 past years, we can see that the average sales of Nintendo hardware is 206.09 billion yen, which is slightly less than the software sales at 213.20 billion yen. However, looking at the sales data for Nintendo Switch hardware and software over the past 5 years, we can see that annual hardware unit sales are more than 10 times lower than software unit sales. Hence, combining Table 2 and Table 3, it is evident that the profit contribution of a single unit of Nintendo's hardware is relatively significant compared to a single unit of software sales. Finally, despite the quarterly volatility in sales, both Nintendo's hardware and software sales have been generally steady over the past 5 years.
Hello, I'm Becky, and I'm going to talk about Nintendo's core competence. What differentiates Nintendo from its competitors? Let's think to the key components of Nintendo's business model. First, let's take a look at key resources. Nintendo's core revenue comes from two main sources: hardware and software sales. Hardware sales have always accounted for a large portion of Nintendo's revenue. In addition to online game subscriptions, Nintendo also generates revenue through its digital content and service, includes downloadable game content, expansion passes. Nintendo has also begun to expand into the mobile gaming market and VR, expanding its influence by leveraging the popularity of its iconic franchises and adapting them to mobile platforms. And the second part is key activities. Partnering with YouTubers with large followings in the gaming community allows Nintendo to reach a wider audience and generate buzz around its products. In addition to limited availability and creates FOMO among consumers, also leverages the concept of exclusivity. By partnering with popular franchises and characters like Mario and Zelda, they create unique selling propositions that can be found elsewhere. And last, build a community. Nintendo's transformation is facilitated by its online consumer systems, like NSO. It's a subscription model that provides online multiplayer games and cloud storage. It creates a login effect, thereby reducing customer churn and promoting a more infinitely flexible business model.
As for the key partnership,
Nintendo of Japan has launched a website, My Nintendo Switch History, to allow players to review the games they have played on the Switch console. Through the statistical data, it analyzes players' preferences for favorite works and recommends games of the same type, allowing consumers to discover more works they have never tried. And one potential new revenue stream for Nintendo is expanding its licensing and sales efforts. Nintendo's IP includes beloved characters like Mario and Zelda. This provides opportunities for cooperating with apparel brands and collectibles. And the cooperation with LEGO and Universal Studios not only provides fans with a new way to interact with Nintendo IP, but also leverages each other's advantages and popularity to attract new consumers and strengthen its position in the gaming industry. So, in summary, Nintendo uses exclusivity strategies to ensure the uniqueness of its games and IP, and attract more players to join its ecosystem. Uses VR technology to create more immersive and interactive entertainment content. And through its partnership with Universal Studios, the cooperation brings the virtual game world into real life, expands brand, increases revenue sources, and strengthens players' brand loyalty. These strategies work together to build a strong and growing Nintendo ecosystem.
We believe that Nintendo lacks the marketing data analysis capabilities necessary to keep up with industry trends. This issue is contributing to their Q10 challenges. The Nintendo Switch is quickly approaching its 17th anniversary. Traditionally, gaming consoles follow a 5-year life cycle, making the Switch already quite old. Consequently, its sales are declining. As of March 2023, Nintendo Switch sales dropping by 22.1% year-on-year, down to 18 million units. A quick glance at Nintendo's 2020 financial report, covering April 2022 to March 2023, shows that Switch sales, as well as overall revenue and profit, are decreasing. Connecting this to the recent drop in stock price, it's clear that Nintendo needs to enhance its internal capabilities in marketing and data analysis. Given that Nintendo partners with many platform management, marketing, media, and data collection and analysis companies, it appears that Nintendo may struggle with managing these aspects internally. Alternatively, they might not prioritize spending in these areas. After the disappointing sales of the Wii U, partly due to poor marketing and the rise of mobile gaming, Nintendo launched its latest console, the Nintendo Switch, with strong advertising and promotion. The portable home console was designed to appeal to both casual and core gamers, focusing on portability and multiple modes of play. Notably, Nintendo aired its first ever Super Bowl and during Super Bowl LI, featuring a 30-second commercial for The Legend of Zelda Breath of Wild on the Nintendo Switch. While Super Bowl ad was a high-profile marketing effort and success in generating significant buzz, it also highlights some of Nintendo's marketing challenges. Despite the success of this particular campaign, the fact that Nintendo relied heavily on third-party agencies for marketing indicates a larger issue. The reliance on external partners for significant marketing factors suggest that Nintendo may lack the internal enterprise and capability to handle large-scale marketing campaigns effectively. Moreover, a single high-impact ad cannot compensate for the burden. Consistent marketing strategy that is required to maintain sales momentum over time. Effect marketing involves continuously engagement with the target audience, leveraging data to refine strategies, and ensuring that the brand remains top of mind for consumers. This is where Nintendo's marketing efforts appear to fall short. To improve data tracking and consumer connections, just like Nintendo integrate AI technologies. AI can provide real-time feedback and handle issues or bugs encountered by players, enabling a more comprehensive collection of player opinions and ideas. This will help Nintendo better understand and respond to customer needs.
Hello, this is Dora. Next, Kitty and I will talk to you about Nintendo's future challenges. According to Newzoo's estimates at the end of 2023, the global gaming market is valued at 184 billion US dollars in 2023 and is expected to grow to 205.7 billion US dollars by 2026. Additionally, as you can see from this chart,
The continuous growth trend of Nintendo's Switch online subscription up to 2023, what I'm just to say, all highlights the high profitability and the potential for development in the gaming market. This has attracted various companies in different industries to venture in the game industry and share the market. For example, the video streaming platform named Netflix released a game named Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals, which may compete with Nintendo's The Legends of Zelda series for players who enjoy imploring vast game world and have endless adventure experiences with the game. In response to these challenges, Nintendo can continue to utilize internal resources to enhance software, like improving game quality and diversifying game genres. Also, to optimize the functionality of complementary products, that is, the game console, to improve the game experience, thereby increasing customers' preference for Nintendo games and bring synergy to the.
Although Nintendo's focused strategy of concentrating on research and development of game hardware and software allows it to invest all its resources into producing better products and ecosystems to capture the game market. This approach also means Nintendo focuses on developing only one product line at a time. This makes its revenue performance full of uncertainty. As shown in this graphic, Nintendo has produced many consoles, but not all hardware series have satisfied consumers. When a product is not well received by the market, Nintendo must pivot to ventures, developing software and hardware from scratch and building a new ecosystem. Even if a product like the Switch becomes popular, many years after its launch, as the main markets become saturated, total console sales tend to decline year by year. Therefore, how to strengthen software research and development to create greater game demand outside the existing market is a challenge Nintendo has always wanted to accept. Additionally, there is high substitutability between different consoles within the same Nintendo product line. For example, the only differences between the Switch and the Switch OLED are the display and sound effects, while other functions remain almost identical. This high substitutability is also a reason why sales of Switch series hardware have declined year by year. How to use more precise market segmentation and newer innovative technologies to diversify game console products with greater differentiation is a future challenge for Nintendo.
So here are our predictions on Nintendo Switch 2. In our opinion, the reason why Nintendo just announced the information about the new model without details is to raise investor confidence, at the same time starting a rumor to observe the public reaction. According to the report, Nintendo revealed that Switch 2 will be compatible with all video games, but all Switch models cannot access to new physical chips, so we guess that there will be a breakthrough on Switch 2. Last, we are going to have some suggestions for Nintendo's following path. When we take a look at Nintendo's financial statement, we can see that the Lite version has the worst sales among the three versions of the Switch. And Nintendo is focused on family games recently, but this kind of game is not compatible with Lite version. So we guess that Nintendo should stop publishing the Lite one in Switch 2, even any model in the future. Also, according to the annual report, we can find that there are 12 R&D subsidiary companies by 2024. Only one of them is related to hardware development. The rest 11 of them are working on software. And in the shareholders meeting, they also admit that the parent company lacks software R&D capabilities, so they acquire other companies to be in charge of gaming design. In this situation, we suggest that Nintendo should also focus more on the application of hardware, having new technology in their consoles such as AR, VR, XR, and so on. Thus, when they pay attention to both the software knowledge and the new devices, it can maximize effectiveness. As for the trends for AI in the market now, we suggest that Nintendo can apply AI on customer services. It can lower the labor cost and get better efficiency, so players can have immediate feedback. Therefore, intensify the customer relationships. What do you think about Nintendo's future? Will Switch to make it great again, or just being on the slide? Leave your comment below. So this is for today's episode. See ya!